with a high intensity press, we lose some balls there, but we create chances, and we had Garnacho, and we had a quite similar chance near the box with a lot of shots, quite similar from the goal from Bournemouth. I think we deserved at least 1 point.
If ever any player needed a goal in your team, it was Rasmus Højlund. How delighted are you that he did find the back of the net?
It can be a little bit light during the week, but Thursday is a new game, new history, so it doesn't matter. He scored a goal. For Manchester United, need to score many more.
I think the game was going well for us, but obviously with the red card, the game changes. I think it's common sense. Everyone who has played football knows that Evanilson has slipped, and even he doesn't catch him with the leg that goes high. He catches him with the leg that goes on the floor, and he has seen it. The referee live. He doesn't think he's a red card. I suppose they put. I have to see the process. They told him no. Evanilson sleeps, and after the consequences, because probably they put you the image, they still image with what has happened before and after, and he takes a decision that has big repercussions. But in the 96, 97, I don't know the minute, we consider that goal that is costly for us.
We'll come on to the red card in just a moment, but Manchester United, not for the first time this season, Shay, are sort of their own worst enemy, really.
Yeah, playing in the wrong areas, playing out from the back, especially at Bournemouth, the way Iraola sets his team up. They want to be in the front foot, pressing really high up the pitch, and they invited them on, and the goal was by their own doing, really, because they had a few different examples. We could have showed a couple more of these. Obviously, this is Evanilson, he sets off the press, of course. Now, Onana, we know, has options on the ball. But that's the back five. You see them lit up. He's not got a lot to hit at this point. Can he go left to Shaw? You see Smith, for example, it can get to Dorgu, and then I think if he plays it to Shaw, it's an easier pass out to Dorgu. Now Smith can get to the front of Fernandes as well. Actually, Fernandes does quite well, wriggles out of it, but it comes across the pitch, and then Maswari's under pressure, gives it away, and this is in the first minute, Mark. So you're inviting pressure straight away from the first whistle, the home crowd up. Again, back to Andoni, good press from Evanilson once again. Now what does he do? This time he goes to Iraola, the right side centre back. He plays to Maswari, and now look at the press. Look at the Bournemouth guys.
They're all there.
They're all locked on. They're actually inviting trouble. Like, why not miss out the press? Why not go to Højlund, get them up the pitch and play the next time? Again, this time he goes to Shaw. What's the options? Again, the Bournemouth players are just setting traps onto Dorgu this time. It's just all stress at this point. Casemiro makes a mistake. I think it comes off Dorgu. He gets away with it, comes back to Casemiro. Another mistake. And then you're at the back three, back five, call them what you want. Two open. This is the goal. Again, look, if Maswari drops in there, you've got a 4v1 in the box. You've done that in the training ground. Evanilson go, I'm not doing that. I'm never going to get the ball. They've got acres of space.
Yeah.
You're not asking Maguire to play under too much pressure. Onana passes back to Shaw. Then Dorgu, and you can see the press. Smith jumps on, Adam Smith jumps on the press. Bournemouth are all over them at this stage, Mark. And again, this is the 23rd minute. They had a few warnings before this. Brilliant touch from Evanilson, and Semenya bangs it away, and it's all their own doing.
It's fair. Do you know what it is?
They look like they can't pass to each other.
Yeah, that's just even a separate issue in terms of quality. But as a philosophy, you've got to have variation. We saw United go to Newcastle recently and get the same thing happen to them. You've got to be able to mix the game up now and again, because Bournemouth be watching that going, they're going to come here and they're going to play out from the back and we're going to set traps, like you said. There's no variation in the game, and that's coaching. It's a bit of leadership on the pitch. But the thing is that baffles me the most is that Man U players, they're all experienced guys out there. Harry Maguire.
So take control.
Well, yeah, and there's times when when you're getting done in a game, sometimes you have to take responsibility yourself and forget what the manager's asked you to do. And don't see it. Not just Man U, actually, a lot of teams.
As far as the red card is concerned, I think you two are in agreement, aren't you, with Iraola, that this just doesn't take into account the fact that Evanilson slipped.
Yeah, look, there's been a high bar set from the PGMOL, and I'm in agreement with it. And that means letting the referee's decisions go, unless it's a blatantly clear and obvious. Now, ironically, the ref gets this right. And when you watch it back and we slow it down, it's a simple understanding of playing at this level for us, so we know it, and not all refs have got that. Quickly, it can look a bit naughty. We've seen referees give reds for the tackles like that. I think he gets it right on his... When you watch the replay and Evanilson comes in, it's not particularly fast. That still looks naughty. But
which is what they show him first.
Show him first. Here you can see the slip. Twice we see that angle. He comes in on the left foot to try and stand on the left foot. This is the best angle coming up now. The left foot's planted because he wants to tackle and with his right foot. No danger. It's the right way to try and tackle. When you just move it forward a tiny bit, that left foot goes from under him on the slip and catches him on the right foot he was going to tackle with doesn't catch him. It's completely accidental. So, yellow was perfect.
The bit I don't often disagree with you, but I don't think this is even playing football at the highest level. I think you can be a pub footballer clogger and recognise when someone slips.
Well, I was.
And
Is that you're going to bring me in?
No. Joe, over to you.
Thanks, Mark.
But you know that one circle on the ankle, you see him slip.
Yeah.
So it sounded a bit condescending. I was trying to give the referees a little get out because they haven't been on the pitch the opposite way.
But the VAR guy is my point. Can see the
Peter
slip.
Banks is right. Peter Banks is the referee in charge. He got the decision right for us.
Yeah, it wasn't clear and obvious.
But then John Brooks, it's not clear and obvious. It's not a clear and obvious error.
I agree.
So why does VAR get involved? So then John Brooks calls more think this is a dangerous foul. But again, Iraola was going mental after the game because everyone can see, as you rightly says, he slips into the tackle. He wasn't trying to endanger anyone. It's just he slipped over, and a yellow card would be the right decision.
Do you think they'll appeal it?
I think they should appeal it, and I think they will get off. There you go. What do you think?
I think they should appeal, but I don't think they'll get off.
Why?
Just because I think they don't see it like we see it.
I think he should get off 100%.
You finished the two?
Yeah.
All right, good. All of Saturday's action now.
There we go. Manchester United 1, Bournemouth 1 is how it finishes. Taking a look at the bottom half of the table, which of course Manchester United have resided for much of the season. They currently sit 14th in the table. Casey, you were the only one who watched this.
Yep.
What can you tell us about it?
The red card changed,
Right.
which gave Man U a lot more of the ball, a lot more opportunities. Kepa made a couple nice saves that we didn't see on the highlights. And then it was just as if finally the pressure of being the man down, Man U throwing a bunch of numbers forward, and they got their reward. But I mean, I think before the red card, you wouldn't have known who was the big club and who was the small club.
Well, who is these days?
Well, that's what's so crazy about it. And then when you look at that table, and you see Man U 14th, Spurs 16th, and you're just like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
And you talk about.
Sure, Spurs are in the same.
Don't even talk to me. So you talk about Arne Slot, and you talk about going into a side where you're inheriting a good squad, a very good team, and then having the ego to kind of just make little adjustments. Imagine when you're coming into Man U, when you're coming into Tottenham, the adjustments you need to make. So yes, there's a different ego for both, and clearly Man U's got to hit the drawing board, as Gibbs White said, and Man U and Spurs. I mean, crazy.
So United, of course, have focused now on Thursday against Athletic Club. No one's going to say anything that we haven't heard about Manchester United, I don't think, after that result. So I think we'll go straight to extra time and remind you can catch.
Was 1 point. I think we could do better in these kind of situations. We create chances, but sometimes we need to do better near the box. But yeah, 1 point.
Yeah, when you say do better near the box, do you mean be more composed or more accurate or create more big chances? Where did you see? Because it was quite a different game from the Wolves match last week.
It's small things. Then we have to understand even the foot that is in the play, the way we cross, the better one crossing, the better one driving the ball, the better one against one outside, and we need to understand the game in that way. So I think if we understand the position better, we can create more chances. But today we push the opponent, especially with the sent off. We had the chances, but again we didn't score.
So it's more a matter of those final choices in the final third. Is more a matter of reading the spaces that you need to attack.
Yes, understanding the teammate, and then against 10 players we can push the opponent before we attack to control transitions. And sometimes we are putting the ball without any pressure, long balls, and these small things make the difference because it stop the game. One throw in, one goal kick. Stop the game. So we need to be better.
You've been saying that it's not only about Rasmus Højlund scoring, but of course there is a bigger expectation on the striker to score goals. So what do you expect this goal to do for him in terms of confidence coming to these big games that you have in the semi-finals?
It's always important for a striker to score goals, but again, when we look at the game as a striker, it's not just goals. Of course, that is really important and massive, can change the game, of course. And it's a good boost. But the next game is a new history and we have to go again.
Bournemouth were left aghast after their European dreams were dashed by some VAR controversy in their draw against Manchester United. The 10-man Cherries were held 1-1 by United on Sunday afternoon after Rasmus Højlund netted in the 96th minute. Andoni Iraola's side took the lead in the 23rd minute thanks to Antoine Semenyo's goal, but the match changed in the 70th minute when Evanilson was sent off. The Bournemouth striker was initially shown a yellow card for his challenge on Nasser Mazraoui, before the VAR recommended referee Peter Banks go to the pitch-side monitor for another look. Evanilson caught Mazraoui, but only after he appeared to slip. That didn't save him as Banks overturned his original decision to show the striker a straight red card and leave the home side defending for their lives. United had 25 shots but needed Højlund to redirect Manuel Ugarte's effort at the death to earn themselves a point. The drop 2 points for Bournemouth could be hugely costly because victory would have sent them above Fulham and Brighton into 8th place, but they stay 10th. 8th would be enough for a place in next season's Conference League, provided Crystal Palace don't win the FA Cup. Everyone's just frustrated, Semenyo told Sky Sports. There were challenges like Evanilson's all game. It doesn't make sense as to why that one was a red card. Bournemouth midfielder Alex Scott added, I could see on the pitch that he slipped. It looked like the ref didn't want to give the red card, but once he went to the screen we knew he was more likely to give it.